It was just an ordinary morning in Khetar Valley. The sun peeked gently over the mountains, the air smelling of warm bread from the bakery. Children were getting ready for school, and shopkeepers were lifting their shutters. No one knew that in less than a minute, their lives would never be the same. The ground trembled. At first it felt like a passing truck, but then it grew. Stronger, deeper. Walls shook, windows shattered, the mountain roared. Within seconds, the town collapsed beneath clouds of dust and screams. Amidst that chaos, a young teacher named Ayaan Malik found himself trapped beneath what used to be his classroom. When he opened his eyes, he couldn't move. His right arm was pinned under a broken beam. He could taste dust and blood. He wasn't alone. A faint voice answered, a student, Sana, trembling. "Sir, I can't feel my legs." Hours passed like days. Ayaan fought panic, remembering his mother's words. "In darkness, you must become your own light." He began talking to Sana about school, her dreams, anything to keep her conscious. Above the rubble, rescue teams worked tirelessly. Ayaan's younger brother Imran searched with the volunteers, clutching a photo, shouting his name into the dust. Every survivor pulled out felt like a miracle, but each loss reminded them how fragile life was. 2 days had passed. Trapped, thirsty, weak, Ayaan could barely speak. Sana's voice had faded hours earlier. He called her name again and again. "Sana, stay with me, please." No reply, only the creaking of concrete. He thought about giving up. Then he heard something. A faint tapping, a dog barking above, a rescuer's voice, distant. "We've got signs of life here." It was faint, but it was enough. Ayaan banged a metal pipe against the wall over and over until his hand bled. The rescue team worked for 6 hours straight. Every move was careful. One wrong shift and the debris could collapse again. "There, we see him. Hold on, sir." When they finally pulled Ayaan out, his face was pale, his clothes torn, but his eyes were alive. He looked back and asked one question. "Sana, is she alive?" They found her moments later. Her pulse was weak, but there. Days later, the survivors gathered in a relief camp. Doctors treated wounds, and volunteers served hot tea. Ayaan and Sana lay on cots beside each other. Her smile, faint but real, was a sign that hope had survived too. "You said I'd see the sun again." "You were right, sir." He smiled back. "And you'll walk again, Sana, I promise." The camp was filled with stories, some of loss, others of miracles. Even amidst survival, grief lingered. Ayaan found out his home was gone, and so was his mother. That night, under the relief tent's dim light, he wept quietly. Grief, he realized, was part of survival. It reminded him of the love that still lived in his heart. Weeks turned into months. The valley began to rebuild, brick by brick, soul by soul. Ayaan started teaching again under a temporary tent school. Children gathered around, sitting on the ground, notebooks in hand. "We lost buildings, but not our future. Let's start again." In his voice there was no tremor, only quiet determination. Sometimes tragedy teaches lessons that comfort cannot. Ayaan saw kindness in strangers, courage in children, and strength in those who had nothing left. He began writing letters to the families of those who had died. Letters that said, "Your loved ones are gone, but their spirit helped save us." The earthquake had taken lives, but it had also uncovered something deeper, humanity at its purest form. A year later, on the anniversary of the earthquake, the town gathered near the rebuilt school. Flowers were placed on a memorial stone bearing the names of the lost. Ayaan stood before his students and said, "Hope isn't something you find. It is something you choose even when the world around you falls apart." As the crowd bowed their heads, the wind carried the faint sound of laughter, children playing in the distance. Life, once buried under rubble, had risen again. This was a glimpse into our audiobook, Beneath the Rubble, Hope in the Earthquake. If this story of courage, community, and rebirth touched your heart, imagine experiencing all 10 chapters with full cinematic sound and narration. It's a story that shows us that sometimes hope is buried deep, but it never dies. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more realistic and emotional audiobooks just like this one. You won't want to miss our next story of courage and humanity. Thanks for listening.